Hey, what's up everyone? Shaun Murray here, and right now I'm wake surfing behind the 2025 Sea Ray SDX 250 surf. Now, if you know me, I've been wakeboarding professionally for 30 years. I've won the Wakeboard World Championships 4 times. So even though this is specifically designed as a surf boat, you know I gotta get back there and see what it's like to wakeboard behind it. Is this actually a surf boat? Yep. We're gonna try to do it all today. So let's go have some fun. Now, I also am aware you're not always going to want to go 11 miles an hour surfing. You're going to want to go from point A to point B real fast. I'll tell you what, I also want to see how fast this boat can go so that I can barefoot. Did I try it? You bet. So if you guys want a full walkthrough, go click the link in the description below, and I take you through all the interior form, the functions, the features, some of my favorite things inside the SDX 250 surf. But here we are, let's talk about what it's like behind this thing when you're wake surfing. But maybe you don't know, like what makes a good wake surf wave? Well, generally speaking, what you're looking for is a nice shape that allows you to have a lot of area to play. Now, some of those characteristics, the radius that's in here in the face, you want this nice and smooth so that as you're going up and down, it's not too tight and then it's not too flat. So the reason I like this nice smooth transition is so it allows some really nice flow to your carves top to bottom. If it's too tight, then you don't really get a move around. And if it's too flat, well, then there's not enough push. And this really has a nice smooth face. The other thing that you're gonna want is some good length. The way that I break wave length up is essentially into 4 zones. And if you go to my YouTube channel, you'll see I've got a bunch of how-to content. And one of the specific ones about wake surfing is breaking it up into zones so you can understand where to do different things when you're surfing. So there's 4 zones in most waves. This is one. I'm really close, you're not really moving much. Once you can start to move, that's where I call zone 2. Then when you're really moving around, this is zone 3, and this is where a lot of people don't realize you've got a very surfable wave on a lot of boats. And then zone 4 is when you start to get at the end of the push. Look at this beautiful curl right here. Nice little barrel. And as I get to this line right here, the bubbles coming off the side of the boat, that turbulence, where it meets, that's usually the end of the push. So you don't really want to go too much beyond that. But this is basically zone 4. So look at this, from the back of here, watch how far up I can go. So it's to say the SDX 250 surf has a pretty big playground for you to do tricks. So number 1, you can carve around. Now you can get up on top of the power. This is a floater, drop back down. I'll do a little baby air, a little mini air right here. maybe a little bit of a slide. It's a frontside board slide. Drop back in. Walk up on the board a little bit. Hang 5. This is pretty impressive, honestly. Now this is a forward-facing stern drive. And just so you're aware, just be cautious anytime that you're on a stern drive where the prop is on the back of the boat. I say stay away from those. But this, whole different story. The prop is much further up under the boat because it is forward-facing. Let me show you why a forward-facing stern drive is much safer using a tape measure, showing you how far the props are from the back of the platform. And all the way up to here. The props are approximately there, down to here. That's about 38 inches. From here up, 38 inches. You're pretty free and clear. Much safer with forward-facing stern drive. And so historically, I never really thought that stern drives were something you could surf behind. And this Sea Ray SDX 250 surf is honestly blowing my mind right now. This really opens up what you can do out on the water in these boats. Now over here on the right side, also known as starboard, it's got a beautiful wave over here. Really nice wave with a lot of push. Let's see how far back. That's pretty long. Nice face, nice radius. Wow, a lot of push there, getting some speed. This is for your right foot forward riders. Switch. This has got a pretty wave. If you've never gotten switch, you should try it. Why not? Well, I tell you, it feels awkward. You gotta get some flow, bro. Just whoa. That's what it's all about. But you better believe, I also got a foil on this thing. I'm not foiling. If you're not foiling yet, you might want to consider it. Yeah, a lot of content on my channel with that as well. Let's go. Look at how far back you can foil. Normally, when you're surfing, you gotta stop right around in here. On this boat, that's still pretty long. Foils? Oh. Look at how far out I can go. Way out here. Is this real life? Here we go. Just being back here, listening to the wing behind me, just that little bit of water. Listen to this. This is just beautiful. All right, to put in perspective, there's the SDX 250 surf. So I want to give you guys an experience of what it's like to be here when you're pulling someone surfing and start to customize the wave, because you can definitely make some adjustments. So first thing you're going to do, boat needs to be on, to then turn that on. It's got to be a neutral. Here's a cool feature, launch. Currently on level 4. Mark is pretty experienced behind the boat. You can put it all the way up to a 5 and he'd be fine. But if it was somebody that's learning, you can back it down to a 2 or a 1 and it's going to ease the throttle on. Nice feature. Being that this is a stern drive and the bow is nice and high, so whenever you're like idling around big rollers, you don't really got to worry about this thing taking waves over the front very easily. But that does mean that you're going to have to at least use the bolster, if not stand up to see while you're driving, just so you get a clear, safe view. Now when it comes time to start adjusting the wave, you've got different things you can do. Number one, if you want to get the wave longer so that it's not so short and pushing the surfer into the back of the wave, you can simply go faster. So if we go down to say 11.2, maybe even 11.0, that's going to drop the back end of the boat, standing the wave up, and it's gonna make for a taller wave, but it's also gonna be a shorter length. So to lengthen it out, we're gonna put it up, let's go with 11.4, see what kind of length that gives there for Mark. I honestly love checking out all of these different boats, and this layout is pretty cool. These 9-inch screens, you can set them up. You can literally swap the info, you can customize, but right now, what I've got up here is the ability to adjust the wave, not just with your speed, what side you're surfing, but you also can simply hit, let's draw that wave size down, we'll keep it up, but you can also get into the details. These are your ballast tanks. We just want them all full right now, 1,550 pounds. The tabs, those are hanging off the back of the boat. Talking about a few different things when we're shaping the wakes and waves. One, your trim angle. This whole thing can tilt, which changes the attitude of the boat, which can change that wave. Then you also have your tabs on both port and starboard. You can change those to go the same individually. Those play a big role. We're gonna see that at the helm. So if you wanted to make some adjustments here, you could customize your wave here. But those are all things that you can do literally on the fly. And that can also change, like depending on how many people you have in the boat. Right now, we only have 2 people, 2 passengers in the boat, and this is what we're running. Takeaways. Number 1, really good surf wave. On top of that, that's with a forward-facing stern drive. I was kind of doubtful. I was like, are they kind of like tricking me with some online photos and videos? And then I got back there myself and I was like, all right, this is legit. This is not only a good wave, but it's also a really good wave with that stern drive, prop on the safe side. Make sure you're being safe. This boat allows you to do that. And it is a very wake surf centric boat that you can get a lot of people in here with a lot of storage. And it's really well built. Sea Ray has been making boats for over 65 years and you can tell. They've got a lot of different models. And if you guys want to go check this boat out in detail or any in the entire lineup, go to searay.com and you can go customize these things like in endless ways. It's pretty amazing. Like I said, if you want to check out the interior form, the functions, some of my favorite features, you can click the link in the description below and you can go check out that video if you're more curious about what it's like to actually be inside it. But of course, getting behind it is super fun. Did I wakeboard behind it? Yeah. It's not specifically made for wakeboarding. You can absolutely get back there and ride around your board and have some fun. Can it get up fast enough barefoot? You betcha. And foiling? Come on. I was back there like on the 7th wave, like no problem. That was super fun. So I appreciate you guys for watching. And Sea Ray, thank you for letting me check this out. And hopefully you guys have learned some more from this because I have and I've really enjoyed it. And I tell you what, I am really grateful if you guys like and share it. That does a ton for my channel. So thank you if you take the time to do that. And if you don't subscribe, you could maybe consider doing that. And you can also hit that notification bell to know when videos are going live. And no matter what you're doing, always enjoy your ride. Peace.